Hey, what's up guys? I just want to do a little video here showing you guys and comparing the temperatures and materials of different sized buildings in going medieval. So as you can see here, I've got my little village. I kind of took each material and kind of made a, golden ratio, kind of like scientific size diminishing, scaling for each material here. And if we bring up our overlays here, we can see these are all spare rooms. And once we have spare rooms, we can take a look at the info panel here and check out their temperature. So I wanted to really understand, like, what types of materials should I use? Are they much better than other things? Is wood better than clay? How is the insulation different for different size rooms? Things like that. Lots of good things to think about when you're playing Going Medieval. So let's just take a look at the wood here first. It looks like it's about 52 degrees here. Now, if I go to a room that's about, a quarter of its size, it's, about, what is that, 5 more degrees, or actually 6 more degrees, 6.1. So that's a pretty big difference, right? So, and then if you look at this, so this is a clay room, right? So this is 42 degrees, and this is 52. So about a 3-degree difference between using clay and wood. But the smaller room is also 4 degrees less. So, for like bedrooms and stuff, you don't want to make them huge, but I think a size like this might be okay because it's, warmer during the winter and things like that. And like these tiny rooms are way hotter. So if you're building like a single bedroom or something, or maybe a storage, I think the size of the room does way more to affect the temperature than the material, right? Because this is, actually, if you take a look at that, that's 59 degrees. I don't know, if you take a look at this, so 62 degrees versus 52, that's a straight 10-degree difference almost, right? And then on top of that, if you make it out of clay, it's a 2 or 3 degree difference. So I think in general, I think it's the size of the room that affects temperature way more than the material. So if you're like, should I use wood or clay? Or I don't think it matters as much as you think. I think it's more about the layout and what's in the room that's actually going to affect the temperature more, right? So if I put this clay, fireplace in here, we've got a temperature of 65 rather than 52. So, I mean, like, you could always adjust the temperature how you want. I would think of walls and things more as, how much defense do you want for certain parts of your village, right? Obviously, the brick is going to be the strongest here, 800 hit points. But look at the temperature difference here with the insulation. So we're in spring. So let's go. So we got, 49 degrees versus just wood, which is 52. I mean, I don't think that's a huge difference. And also roofs, right? So I made 2 brick houses here, one with a roof, one without. And I used wood because all the roofs are made of wood for a fair comparison. And, it lowers it by, a good 3 or 4 degrees. On top of that, you could probably add windows to reduce temperature during the, the spring and summer months. But really, this kind of taught me to think more in terms of spatial, the size of the rooms rather than just what material. I was all worried about using different types of materials, and it's only a few degrees, right? So another thing I did is I looked at windows, right? So here's two, 5x5 squares. One with windows, one without. Right, and I have all these windows open here, and I don't know, during the summer, it's probably way more effective to have the windows open, right? But it's only like a 1 degree difference here. It's really not that much. And I think windows would really affect a bigger room like this if you had windows all along here, because you can have more. But it really, didn't do much. They're almost a waste if you're doing it to kind of relieve some temperature from a smaller room, right? And I think, like, perhaps if you really need a room cool, building it underground would probably be better than building a bunch of windows. I just don't see the windows doing as much as I thought that they would. But yeah, that's also one more thing I did experiment with is putting the fire in a more, because clay has the highest insulation, right? So let's take a look at this for a sec, right? So it's got thermal insulation of 9.93. So what I did kind of play with here too is this room is better at maintaining this heat than, this room over here. Or actually, it's cooler. Okay, so maybe it's because it started off a few degrees cooler. Let's see, the difference is, 49.2. And this is, so that's about, 15 degrees. And this is about 13. So, like, the temperature difference between a clay room without it and with it is a little bit higher. So you're going to get, like, maybe 1 more degree out of your fire pit here from putting it in a clay room because the insulation is better, which is not that much. So, anyway, I've been rambling. Don't forget also, is this. So, when you build up, the rooms on higher levels actually are a little warmer here. So I wanted to experiment with that as well with this tiny room. And I don't know how much space affects rooms that are on a second story, but it only seems like it's a few degrees. So this is 62.1, that's 63. And they're the same exact room, just on another level. So overall, I think kind of what I learned from this is don't worry so much about the material for insulation purposes as much as, the amount of space that you use. Bigger spaced rooms are going to be much cooler than smaller, tiny rooms, right? And another thing to think about is material for what kind of, if you're storing your library and a catapult comes and takes that out, that would suck, right? So you probably just want to think about the material more as a defensive structure. I honestly think that clay is like the best in the beginning. If you find like a good clay, splotch on the ground like this, like look at this. The way I start games is I always build kind of next to one of these, right? Because then you mine this out, and not only do you have storage for the winter, you also have a bunch of clay to now, finish out the homes. And in my experience, I still think that clay is the best for like housing and in general things, right? And then obviously brick or, the brick limestone for defensive structures. I don't know, the insulation is superior, but again, it's not a huge difference. It's more about the size of the room and, what flooring you use. Oh, by the way, with this little experiment here, I use no floors. If you put wood floors down, it's going to heat the room much, much more. So I just really wanted to test out the different types of materials and the sizes. So anyways, guys, I hope that helps. I just wanted to get that out there. I experimented myself for, this game, and I hope it helps somebody else too. So much love. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.